Hello and welcome to Joanne's Cosmic Energy. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. And today I like to just get us started on the energy of this week, this intense energy. I don't know if you're all feeling it out there, but oh my God, between Mercury retrograde and the 11:11 energy from the other day, and then the full moon from yesterday, we just have a lot of intensity going on this week. And let's just talk about Mercury just for a moment here. I don't know how many of you are feeling the lapse of communication, but technology is a little bit crazy, and oh my God, everything is just crazy when it comes to Mercury retrograde. Although, on a lighter note with Mercury retrograde, this is a lighter experience with Mercury retrograde. After all, it is in Scorpio energy. And because it's in Scorpio energy, it's more of an emotional period of time versus being in the head or being grounded, so to speak. So, with that being said, we're supposed to be really voicing what we're feeling and expressing ourselves. But sometimes when it comes to expressing our thoughts, we can't get those thoughts out on the table. So what ends up happening to us is we shut down. And I don't know if you're experiencing that, but I know I have been experiencing that. And many of my clientele tell me the same thing, that they're just not able to get their thoughts out there. So if you are experiencing that, you're not alone. I want to go into the energy of 11:11, although it's past tense, but I want you to be able to reflect on the energy for the moment. Whereas when we think about that 11:11 energy, it was a powerful day, a day for you to be able to make wishes and set intentions. Set intentions is the key word here. And what does that actually mean, set your intention? Well, putting down on paper what it is you would like to see manifest over the next 6 months. And I'm going to give you 6 months because theoretically it's not even that long. It's really more or less between now and as we move into January. But I'm going to give you an extension and allow you to have 6 months of manifestation. And we're still in the energy, so feel free to go ahead and write those thoughts down of what it is you want to manifest. What are your intentions regarding your relationships, your career, your health, fame, traveling, even helping the community. Every area of your life is a part of your intentions. So do not overload one area and forget about something else. When we take the energy of that 11:11, we get a 4. Now, 4 is all about organizing ourselves and stabilizing ourselves and finding balance between the workplace and the home, traveling and a little play. As I said, not to overload one area and underlook another area. So bring that balance into the equation. And interesting enough, that balance and that 4 energy is really what we're moving into when we go into 2020 energy. And I'm going to speak about 2020 on a different show because there is so much to talk about with 2020 that an hour will not be enough, but I'll make it enough. So when we think about that 4 energy and we add it into the 2019 energy, which is our collective energy for the entire year, which is all about communicating and creating and manifesting, let's take those two numbers together and make it a 7. And 7 energy is all about how we sit and reflect, and we take time to sit back and meditate. Meditate is what I'm hearing loudly, very loudly. So hopefully you did a little bit of that on the 11:11 energy. Now let's move into yesterday's energy, which was the 11:12, which is that beautiful full moon energy. And I'm hoping you had the opportunity to get outside and look up and see that beautiful full moon because it was extremely bright. It lit up the night. That's the best way I can explain it. It lit up the night. So when we think about that 12 energy, which is a 3, which brings us back into communication, which is how I started out the show, with communication. So now let's take that 3 and again that 2019, which is our 3, and we're going to add it together. So we got the 6, but we don't want to leave behind the 11, which is our 2 energy. So our 6 without 2 brings us into 8 energy. So yesterday's energy was really about how are we evaluating our finances? How are we spending money? Are we investing money? And where are we putting our money? Where are we putting it? Are we spending money on things that we really need and want? Or are we just throwing our money out. So the big question for yesterday was, how are you spending? How are you investing? What are you doing with your money? Now, let's move into today's energy. Today's energy is the 13. And 13, a lot of people don't like the number 13. I actually like the number 13. I think it's a beautiful number, a powerful number, and if it happened to fall on a Friday, it's even more powerful. So let's take that 13, which again brings us into a 4 energy. The 4, organizing ourselves. Organize, organize, organize. Balance. How many of us need help balancing ourselves? Do you ever feel like as you're standing, that you feel like you're literally tilting over to one side or tilting over to the other, or even possibly leaning back? That's your body's way of trying to find its center. So when that is happening, I want you to take notice of it and see if you can get yourself to be centered. Now let's take that 4 and our 2 from the 11, because 11 is a master number. We want to make sure we include it. So we have that 2 and the 4, which brings us into our 6 energy, which is all about nurturing and healing ourselves. Now we have that 3 again from your collective energy. So today's a 9 energy. Now before I go into the 9 energy concept, I really want us to take a moment just to reflect on this 11 energy of the master number and connecting on a higher level, not just connecting to the point where we're meditating, but taking it one step higher and connecting to your higher self, becoming very familiar with whom your higher self is and what your higher self wants you to be doing here on earth today and going forward. Now, that 9 energy about today, what are you willing to declutter? What are you willing to let go of? What are you looking to transform? Now, I often hear people ask, well, when we let go, I always say let go of places, people, and things. A lot of people have a challenging time letting go of people. And why is that? Why do we have a challenging time letting go of people? People are no different from places and things. If somebody is not serving your higher self, if somebody is a vampire where they're literally sucking the energy out of you, they need to go. And you have to get to that space where you can let them go. Now, if for whatever the reasons are, they actually do serve your higher self, then the universe will bring them back into your path because they're meant to be there. But you're welcome to get rid of them and see if that happens. So that's the energy for today when we think about it. Now, I just want to dive into Mercury retrograde's energy. It's not here yet, or should I say Mercury direct, which is on November 21st. It's not here yet, but I want you to think about this. I want you to reflect for just a moment on that energy for that day. Ironically enough, when Mercury goes direct, the day is the 21st. And the 21st is a 3 energy. Interesting enough, now for myself, it's the first time I'm noticing that it lands on the 21st, which is a 3. And Mercury is the planet of communication. And when we think about communicating on all levels, communicating with friends, communicating with our higher self, and communicating with ourselves, the inner dialogue that we have. Now, I don't know about you, but I tend to talk to myself a lot. And sometimes I get caught talking to myself. Interesting enough, I also answer myself as well, because where else am I going to get the most wisdom concepts from besides myself? So let's look at the date 11/21/2019. That 21 is your 3 energy. Then you have that 11, which is your 2. So that day itself is a 5. So think about Mercury going direct, bringing us changes. So all the changing that we've been doing over the last 3 weeks when Mercury went retrograde, all the changes that we've endured are going to bring us in freedom. Freedom. What are we freeing ourselves from? This is powerful. And then, of course, you have that 5 plus your 3 again, which brings us right into your 8 energy of abundance. So I'm going to leave you with that, because what I like to do now is I like to go into the astrological forecast reading for the entire month of November. I'm going to be starting with November, because we're in November, and then I'm going to move down into each astrological month. And I'm going to give you some insight regarding the chakra is connected, the affirmation, and also a number. So you might want to grab a pen and paper and be mindful that when I do the reading, to be mindful that you can think about 3 of the astrological signs, your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. So 3 of these signs will actually help you make a story. So we're going to start off with November. And what do we need to hear for November? Oh, I don't make this stuff up. This stuff, actually, the card that just showed up for today is all about communication. I do not make this up. This is the card that showed up for you, for November folks, for the Scorpio folks. This is about communication. How well are you communicating? How well are you communicating? Because that's the card we're talking about for November. Communication. And the associated chakra is the heart. And when we think about this heart, it's about the self-love because it's in the pink area, so self-care and self-love. So when I think about communication, it's really about being more compassionate and kind when you communicate. So not just allowing yourself to just speak your truth and be nasty about it, but really being kind and compassionate when you want to say what it is you want to say. And the number associated to your Scorpios here is number 3 because it's a 12 energy. So that 3 again is bringing us right back into communication. Now again, I couldn't make this stuff up. I shuffle the cards and that's the one for Scorpio. So it's all about communication and self-care in the heart center. We're going to move right into Sagittarius for December. And Sagittarius, your card is in reverse, so it's important for you to hear this. And the chakra associated is the heart center again, except this time it's healing, the green center. So healing the heart. So you Sag out there, you may be feeling the effects of Mercury retrograde because your heart might be a little heavy right now. It's time to clear it out. The affirmation is all about spiritual guidance. Spiritual guidance. So take advantage of connecting with your spiritual guides for tips on how you can heal your heart center. Clearing your heart up so your heart can become lighter. The number associated is 3 and 4. The 3 again, communicating. The 4, balancing yourself. 4 is balancing yourself. And then we have that 7, which we spoke about before. The 7 is all about how are you going to reflect and analyze and sitting quietly so you can make the connections, spiritually speaking, to have spiritual guidance so you can begin to heal your heart center. So that's you guys for Sag. Now let's move into Capricorn energy. What do you guys need to hear for Capricorn energy? Good old Capricorn. Now, you guys are in reverse as well. Excuse me. And your card is balance. So bringing balance into your life for the month of November. Bringing balance in. What does balance look like for you for the month of November? And interesting enough, so far, the first 3 cards that are showing up is all connected to the heart center. And this one is self-care, which is all about the pink, self-care and self-love. So this is all for the Capricorns. Finding balance and really taking care of your heart and getting into a space where you feel compassion for yourself. So find balance so you can have compassion. Our number associated with this card brings us into a 4 energy. It seems to be 4 is showing up a lot today. So far in the first 16 minutes, I've spoke about 4 several times. So our 4 again is learning to stabilize ourselves and stepping into balance. Stabilizing and stepping into balance. So that's for you guys, you Capricorns out there. Capricorns out there. Now, let's move into Aquarius. One of my favorite signs, as I am a Aquarius moon sign. How many of you guys out there are Aquariuses? So, moving into, excuse my coughing. Moving into Aquarius energy, what do we need for the Aquarius, guys? All right, Aquarius, it's time for freedom. It's time to free yourself of whatever it is has been weighing you down for the entire month of November. For that matter, even for the entire year of 2019, what has been weighing you down? It's time to free yourself. Let it go. Clear it away. And the chakra that's going to help you do this is your root chakra. Because in order to have freedom, you have to get grounded. You really need to allow yourself to feel free and to stabilize and to feel balanced. And in order to do that, you have to be grounded. So I like to help you with this by just visualizing your feet stepping into soil and allowing your feet to go deep into the soil to get you grounded. Now, the number associated with this card is number 5, which is again the changes that you are enduring during the entire year of 2019 is going to bring you the freedom you are looking for. This is for you Aquariuses out there. Aquarius. And again, just to make a note, when I'm doing the astrology readings for you, take note on your moon sign, your rising sign, and your sun sign. So it's not just your sun sign. This can also impact your moon and rising sign as well. And if you do not know what that is, you can always go to, I think it's called astrologyzone.com, and plug in all your information, and you'll get all the information back. So you'll know exactly what your moon and rising sign is. We're going to move into Pisces, which is another one of my favorite signs because I am a Pisces. My sun sign is a Pisces. So here we go for Pisces. What do Pisces need to hear for the month of November? All right. In reverse, and I'm loving the fact that this card is in reverse. And Pisces out there, this is a month for self-love. Self-love. And what I hear from self-love, stop looking for people to love you. Love yourself. Simple enough. Simple enough, simply put, very simply to hear and then to say, start loving yourself. As you love yourself more, you'll become a mirror effect where people will start to give you that love that you're doing for yourself. So begin to love yourself. What does self-love look like for you, and how does it feel for you? Now, in order to be able to do self-love, following from the Aquarius with the root chakra, we have root chakra here as well. So Pisces, you also have to get yourself grounded so you can deliver this self-love to yourself and not feel overwhelmed by it, because it's not selfish to love yourself. In fact, it's important to really love yourself. And what does that look like? Self-love, does that look like maybe a spa day, filling up the tub with some bubbles and laying in the tub for a little while, lighting some candles or incense, or taking a walk under the moon? Whatever it is that self-love looks like for you, I encourage you to do. Now, and with root chakra, getting yourself grounded so you can feel comfortable enough to endure self-love. Because when you actually love yourself, you are open to receiving love from others. Now, our numerology to go with this is 7 and 3. So 7, again, is reflecting. And I want you to think about looking in a mirror when you do this one. Looking in a mirror and reflect at yourself. See the reflection that reflects back at you. And what is it about yourself that you love? And I want you to start to do that. I want you to look in the mirror and start telling yourself what you love about yourself. And the 3 energy is all about communicating. How are you communicating to yourself? What is the first thing you say to yourself when you get up in the morning? Besides, I'm grateful that I woke up, what is the first thing you say to yourself? Do you say to yourself, good morning, beautiful? Do you say to yourself, I love you, beautiful? Or are you saying nasty things to yourself like, my hips or my lips or my hair, whatever it might be that you might be saying? I'm encouraging you to stop doing that. I'm encouraging you to stop doing that. And I want you to develop some new habits, which is what that 7 and 3 brings us. New beginnings, new habits. So think about when you wake up tomorrow morning, look in the mirror, and literally say to yourself, hello, beautiful. I want you to say that to yourself. Hello, beautiful. And see how that makes you feel. And become more mindful that when you are saying it, see how your feet really make a connection with the ground that you're standing on. Whether it's a wood floor, or maybe if you're in the restroom, you might be standing on a rug, whatever it is. But I really want you to become aware of how your body feels when you tell yourself that, as we are in self-love for our Pisces folks out there. Self-love. We're going to move into our Aries. The Aries energy. Those April babies out there, and the March babies for that matter. Aries, what do you guys need to hear? What do we need to hear? Cards don't want to shuffle for you, Aries. Here we go. Aries. Oh, Aries, you got a double whammer here. We have one in reverse and one upright. So I'm going to go with the upright one first. And Aries, it's your month for success. Your month for success. So we spoke about the 8 energy before regarding the 12th energy, which was yesterday. So it's all about the abundance for you guys, for you Aries out there. And using your solar plex, your gut intuition to really work for you. Trusting the process. Trusting that you're exactly where you need to be. And that as you continue to climb the ladder, because this is success, so this is more related to your career, trusting that as you climb the ladder, you're going exactly to where you need to go. Now, recognize that if whatever it is you're doing at your career, if you're feeling as though there's no more climbing room, it's time to take advantage of this energy that we're in right now and start getting your resumes out and start looking for something that's going to actually serve you as opposed to causing you not to be served. That's our success card for the first card. And our second card for Aries is Old Soul. And what does that mean, old soul? Well, it means you've been here before. Been here multiple times before. This is nothing new for you. And also means that your spirit guides are there waiting. Your loved ones are waiting for you. They want you to call on them. They want you to actually reach out to them for guidance because there's things you want to know, but you're not talking to them. So they want you to really speak to them. Call on your loved ones and ask them for support. And this card also is the solar plex, so it's a double solar plex for you guys in reference to allowing yourself to trust this process and trust that you do have guidance. You know, you have your loved ones, you have your spirit guides, you have your higher self. Take advantage of it. And I love the fact that these two cards are solar plex, but I also like the fact that both cards equal out to an 8 because our second card is a 26, which brings us into an 8 energy. So what I'm getting for you, Aries, is this month itself, if you're not already feeling the abundance in your finances, it's coming. It's definitely coming for you. Let's move into our Taurus energy. Taurus. What do you Taurus need to hear? And interesting enough, the full moon that we are in is actually in Taurus energy. So you Tauruses out there are probably feeling pretty powerful right about now because of that full moon energy, which we're going to get to talk about that in the second half of our show. So Taurus, what do you guys need to hear? Cards in reverse, and we're talking about family. So you guys need to hear about family, but we're also talking about the heart chakra in the green. So it's all about healing family matters. Healing the family matters. So if there is something going on with a family member that's perhaps maybe there's some tension, this is a time during this period of time with the 11/11 energy, the full moon energy, and of course Mercury retrograde. This is the time to really start patching things up and start getting to that space of healing, whatever it is that's going on between you and that family member. And the number associated is 1 and 5. So once you start the practice of healing the family matters, you're going to get some new beginnings, new opportunities with that family member. That 5 energy is all about how you're going to change something with the family, bringing us into a 6 energy, which is all about how you are healing yourself and healing your family as well. So that's the card you guys need to hear for today. For the remaining portion of November, this is your time to really work on family matters and clearing the air. Communicate. Let off of your chest whatever it is you need to say, but remember to do it with compassion and kindness. Moving into our Gemini energy. Good old Gemini. Love those Geminis. From what I remember, most people say Geminis have twin personalities. 1 minute they're kind, next minute they're moody. But all the Geminis I know always show me one side, which is their kind side. And you guys, Gemini, this is your month of transformation. That is your affirmation for today. Transforming. How are you transforming the month of November? And let's take this one step further. How are you transforming for the entire year of 2019? Because that's what this is about. Transforming. The chakra associated is your solar plex. So allowing yourself to trust your intuition, but even more importantly, allowing yourself to feel safe as you transform. Feel safe as you transform. Do not be afraid. Let go of the worries and feel safe. Step into that security of knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. The number associated for your card is 1 and 8. And it's all about that 9 energy. So we're going to declutter and we're going to let go. And as I said earlier in the show, we're going to let go of places, people, and things so you could begin your transformation. Powerful card for you Geminis. Geminis. Moving into July, our Cancer sign, one of my other favorite signs, as that is my rising sign. Cancers are actually ruled by the moon. So those of you who are Cancers, I'm sure you are feeling the full moon's energy. We're still in the full moon's energy, so I'm sure you're still feeling it. And if you're anything like me, the full moon charges me up and prevents me from sleeping. That's a good and bad thing. So Cancer, what do you guys need to hear? Pulling the card out. Cancer, your card's in reverse, and I love it because it's all about your karmic energy has been completed. So as we move out of November, know that whatever karmic experiences you've been having, you are actually at the end. You've learned a lesson. Things are shifting for you. You are at the end of it. However, the chakra that's associated with this card is your root chakra. And that means you need to get grounded, because as you're going through the last bits of the karma energy, you have to ground yourself. Otherwise, again, like I said before, you might find yourself tilting forward or leaning to the side. Get yourself centered so you can really feel your body in alignment and ground yourself. And our number associated with this is 1. As you make the process of clearing your karma energy, you are going into a new beginning. It's almost like getting a reborn, being rebirth, a reborn, a rebirth, allowing a new side of you to show up because you no longer carry this karmic energy with you. So that's really powerful for your Cancers out there. Moving into our Leo energy. Our Leos. Leos. What does the Leos need to hear? All right, the Leo. Leos, I love it. Your affirmation is faith. Faith. Believe in faith, trust your faith. So if there is anything going on right now in your life that's causing you to feel a little troubled or worried, I'd like you to really connect with your higher power and trust faith. Know that whatever it is that's going on in your life right now, it's going on for a reason. It's helping you to get to where you need to go. You have to step on that stone in order to get to the next stone. If you do not push through this, you are not going to get to where you need to go. So it's very important to trust this faith. And the chakra associated is the heart center. And it's green. So it's about healing whatever it is that's been going on in this month or this year for that matter, and I'm hearing year. So really allowing yourself to experience whatever the lesson is, learn the lesson, push through the lesson, and trust your faith. The number associated is 5 and 6, which brings us to our 11 energy. So not only are we trusting faith, but we're going to call on to our higher power. And we're going to really hold our higher power's hand to push through this, because you have to push through this lesson. This is an important lesson that you need to push through. And I love the fact that this card showed up after the Cancer energy had the karmic completion. So Leos, you're falling into your fate. So trusting it and know that this lesson that you're experiencing is what you need to know. You need to go through this. So push through. We're going to be moving into my next favorite sign, which is Virgo, which is my daughter's energy. Virgo, what do you guys need to hear? Virgo. I love it, Virgos. This card's in reverse, and this is all about the Queen and the King. The Queen and the King. Now, what I'm hearing is, does your partner refer to you as their Queen or King? Do they treat you as their Queen or King? And if not, maybe it's time to get a new partner. Or work on it so you're not walking away. And the chakra associated with this card is our sacral. And the sacral is all about how we are going to step into our confidence, step into our empowerment, and step into our feminine energy. And that's for men as well. It's not just for the women. We all have feminine energy. So to be powerful enough to be able to say to your partner that you are my queen or you are my king, to be able to say that, address that. The number associated is number 2, which is all about the partnerships. The partnerships. So that's for you Virgos. Now, for our Libras, our October babies, Libras, our last astrological sign, and then we're going to be taking a quick break and coming back, but let's just get through the Libra energy. What do we need to hear for Libra? Oh, I love the fact that this card is showing up after we just had the Queen and King, and I don't make this stuff up. I shuffle my cards. It's in reverse. It's marriage. So you Libras out there, somebody's getting married. Somebody's getting married. Someone's going to have a proposal, or someone's actually going to be getting married. And the actual chakra is the crown chakra. So connecting to your higher self, because theoretically, when you get married, you step in front of your family, and also you're stepping in front of a priest or a minister or a pastor, however you're going to go about getting married. And you're exchanging vows and showing your love to one another and expressing that with your family members as well. So you Libras out there, congratulations. Number associated with this one is 88, which is a master number. The 8, the abundance. And what better place do you have abundance than in a marriage? A marriage. Beautiful. And we have that 88, which brings us to our 16, which is a 7 energy. So as you stand there eye to eye with your soon-to-be significant other, you get to glaze in each other's eyes and actually get to see each other from a different perspective. Seeing each other from the deep points of your eyes and seeing each other's higher self. So you're not seeing each other as you are face to face. You're actually connecting with the higher soul and the higher self with this 7 energy. So that's the Libra energy. So again, for those Libras out there who are going to be getting married, congratulations to you guys. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be going into what's on your mind. I have 1 or 2 emails that I'm going to be sharing with you that I received, and moving forward from there. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Pia Hughes, also known as the Happy Herbalist from A Touch of Faith. I am a certified holistic health practitioner, herbalist, author, and plant-based chef. I help my clients manage a variety of health conditions and illnesses through nutrition, exercise, dietary supplements, herbs, stress reduction techniques, and lifestyle changes. I look forward to hearing from you soon. You can reach me at my email address, sales@atouchoffaith.info. Thank you, and be well.
Hello, Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Colon, the owner of Holistic Fitness located in Auburndale, Queens, certified personal trainer with 30 plus years experience. I have created body and soul transformation to help with releasing weight, decrease anxiety, decrease stress, decrease physical pain, improve sleep, and help gain confidence and more. To receive a free consultation, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I look forward to working with you. Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Cosmic Energy. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Colon, and I just gave you the full forecast of all the astrological signs for the month of November. I do hope you had a chance to hear it, write it all down, and be mindful that when I do the readings for the astrological signs, you're not just focusing on your sun sign, you're combining the moon and the rising sign as well. However, if you don't know all 3, then focus in on your sun sign, but then do some homework and go over to astrologyzone.com to find out what your moon and rising sign is, because you're more than just your sun sign. Your rising sign is actually the most imperative sign that really is what you walk into a room about. So your rising sign shares a lot of information of whom you are on the surface. Your sun sign, from what I understand, is what you're actually here to accomplish. So with that being said, the phone lines are open for those of you who are interested in sharing what's on your mind. That number is 516-945-9099. But I do have one email that I like to connect with. As the person who wrote the email, she signed it as self-discipline. And her question here, what's on her mind, is she needs tips on how to become motivated regarding exercising at home. And how to exercise at home. She also needs to see things in writing and to be motivated, because sometimes she's non-motivated due to physical discomforts that she experiences. So my intuition, which I'm going to use intuition first, and then I'm going to pull a card on this. So as a certified personal trainer with 30 plus years experience and a post-rehab specialist, what I would recommend with this particular situation is setting up a specific time in your day, whether it's in the morning or afternoon, or if you prefer nighttime, and exercising about 10 minutes a day. just to move your body, whatever that might look like for you, and get in a habit every day or 2 or 3 times every day or 2 or 3 times a week to do the exercises. But the most important thing is have a specific time frame that you're going to do the exercise. Now, if you do find that if you don't do it in the morning, you come up with excuses for the rest of your day and you end up missing the exercises, then my suggestion would be to do it first thing in the morning so it's done, and then you feel accomplished that you've done it. And you can start off with 10 minutes a day, and then as you're doing that for 21 days, then you can progress and do a little bit more each time. But 10 minutes of movement is really good, and that will help you to feel better. It will help to decrease the stiffness that you may be experiencing from the physical discomfort that you do have. And I'm going to pull a card on this as well to see what the cards have in store for you for this, and see what else I come up with in regards. What I'm also hearing, because you like to see things in writing, what I recommend that you do is get yourself a notebook and write down the specific exercises you're planning to do and how many sets you're planning to do of them and how many repetition, and write it down, and write down the time that you start the exercise and write down the time that you finish. This way here you can actually see in writing that you've done what you've done, and if writing motivates you, that is a big motivator in order to helping you keep consistent and motivating with exercising. Now, the card that's showing up for this particular insight is all about listening and being truthful to yourself. Listening to your body. Now, I know when one experiences physical discomfort, the last thing we want to do is move. But again, as I mentioned, as a specialist in post-rehab exercising, the one thing you want to do is move. You definitely want to move, because when we do not move, especially with the cold weather at hand, our joints get more stiff. So if we're sitting on our butts, sitting on the couch, watching TV, you're only going to create more stiffness in your body. So my suggestion would be, yes, listen to your body, but also get in the habit of exercising, moving a little bit at a time. No, do not overdo, but just enough. And be truthful to yourself. Ask yourself, why is it that I'm not motivated to doing the exercises I need to do? Now, as a spiritual healer, spiritual guide, counselor, intuitive healer, one thing I like for you to also do is go deeper into this, asking yourself, do I feel like I deserve to exercise? Am I worthy of exercising? Because it could be a little bit more than just the factor that you're not motivated. It could be maybe an inner child thing in reference that you just don't feel you deserve to exercise so you can feel good. And if that is the case, my suggestion would be to reach out to me so we can have a one-on-one and discuss that. And this can apply to anybody who's listening, that if you're not motivated with exercising due to stiffness or whatever other reasons why you're not motivated, I like you to always evaluate a variety of different things, such as the physical components, the emotional component, and I should have actually said that first, the emotional component to why you may not be motivated to exercise. Because it could very well be you don't feel like you deserve to be exercising, because exercising helps you feel good, helps you move better, and helps you look good. And if there is a situation going on with not feeling worthy enough to experience that, then that could be one of the reasons that you're not motivated, and that could be something we can simply clear, and all your problems will go away. Now, the number associated with this is 3. So again, when we think about that 3 energy, it's about communicating. How do you feel about exercise? What do you tell yourself about exercising? Do you like to exercise, or do you find exercise to be boring? And if that's what you're telling yourself, that, I have to exercise today, it's so boring, you have to change the tune, because that is not going to motivate anybody to want to exercise. If you're telling yourself it's boring, find something about your exercises that you like, no matter what it is. Perhaps maybe it's just your outfit that you're wearing. Maybe you put on something cute to do your workout in. And if that's what's going to motivate you to do your workout, then go ahead and put on something cute. Put on some great music, for that matter, to get you motivated. Because you want that self-discipline, you want that internal voice to actually motivate you to do what you need to do. As opposed to saying, I got to exercise. That's not going to motivate you at all. So the internal conversations you have are extremely important. And our chakra here is the the solar plex. Now, interesting enough that it's the solar plex, because when we think about exercising, the solar plex in itself is about its gut. So to exercise your gut, your abdominals, you want to do some sit-ups. Now, what I'm going to do here very quickly is I'm going to give you a variety of different exercises that you can actually do to help you in getting yourself motivated to also moving your chakras as well. So again, this is for the self-discipline in regards to commenting on what's on your mind and just going forward with it. So to get yourself grounded, the root chakra, you want to do some squats. And you can do sets of two sets of 10. It doesn't have to be an overwhelming amount of repetitions. 2 sets of 10 for squats. Then we're going to move up into the sacral area. And perhaps the sacral area, you're going to tap into maybe a yoga pose, cat and cow, just to get the back moving. And then we just spoke about the solar plex, which is about your crunches. Then we're going to move up into your heart center. Let's do some push-ups. You can do push-ups on the floor, or you can do wall push-ups, either or. Now, interesting enough, when we talk about the throat chakra for exercising, there really isn't an exercise, a physical exercise that you can do to activate the throat, other than talking or singing. So when you are exercising, perhaps you might want to put on your favorite song and do some singing so you can activate the throat chakra. Then let's move into the third eye. Now, how do we activate our third eye through exercise? I like to say, let's visualize your activities and visualize what your body is going to look like as you go through the process of exercising each day over a 21-day period. And what do you look like at the end of 21 days? That's how we're going to activate the third eye. Now, in reference to activating the crown chakra, for those of you who are brave enough to do this, I myself am not, a headstand, where you literally get down on the floor, place your head on the floor, and elevate your legs straight up to the ceiling. I perhaps might want to do it against the wall, or maybe just get your head on the floor just to activate your crown, physically speaking. So these are some of the ways that you can incorporate chakra balancing into your exercises. Now, moving into our second email to what's on your mind, let's move into the second one. On the second email on what's on your mind, the other person doesn't have a specific title that she specified, but the question was that she got married too early, too young. Why did she get married so young? And the best thing I can give on advice for that, intuitive advice on that, is it was meant for you to get married as young as you did, and there was a purpose behind it. And whatever it was that you needed to learn at that time, hopefully you've learned it, and you have many years in the marriage that you're in and the lessons behind the marriage. So it's a powerful reason for why you got married so young. Now what I like to do is I like to tap into this full moon energy that we had yesterday. We are still in the full moon. And for those of you who are not really sure about the full moon's energy and how it actually works, full moon theoretically is a 7-day process, which is 1 week. For the first 3 days before it goes full, and then once it's full, then it lingers on for 3 days after that. So it's a 7-day period that we have this energy. And in this energy, we're in Taurus energy. And this Taurus energy is opposition of Scorpio. Now, Taurus energy is a earth energy, so staying grounded. Opposition is to Scorpio, which is water energy, which is all about your emotions. Now, when we think about this full moon's all about stabilizing and balancing oneself, feeling more secure, and recognizing that this full moon is actually going to help us release the dramas. Dramas are done. There is no more drama. We're going to start setting better boundaries to match our values. Taurus is also ruled by Venus, and Venus is all about feeling good, being pretty. So as we're in this Taurus energy, you may very well be maybe having a makeover, changing your appearance, changing something about yourself so you can feel good. This moon is also helping us to build better foundations and all about confidence. All about confidence, better foundations with everybody around us and more confidence. Taurus full moon also supports major beautiful changes. So over the last, I like to say over the last maybe 2 to 3 years, many of us have experiencing some chaos, some darkness. With this full moon's energy, we are actually in a space now that we're actually going to start to see light, and we're going to start to see transitionings happening and changes happening. So one of the cards from the astrological sign was all about karmic completion. And more or less what this full moon is saying, we are all completing some karmic energy because things are going to just start to get beautiful. We are going to start noticing a shift in our energy, that we're going to start feeling really good as though we've all taken a feel-good pill. And this is going to start to become more noticeable over the next couple of months as we move into 2020. The Taurus, as mentioned, is an earth sign. So it's all about, when we think about this energy with the full moon, it's let's make things happen. Let's make things happen. This energy is not about sitting back and being comfortable. This is about let's move, let's make things happen. Changes are occurring from April 2019 to present date. There's going to be, it's almost like mountains are going to begin to move for you. Things are no longer going to be the simple every day. The simple every day. It's going to be very different. It's going to transform. You're going to feel your energy really lifting into, like I like to call it, an all-time high. All-time high. So when we think about the Taurus full moon, it's going to help us feel better over the next couple of months, as mentioned. So I want you to become more mindful of how you're feeling today, and perhaps you might want to keep a journal and see how you transform between now through 2020, in the beginning of 2020 for that matter. Recognize through this full moon, it's going to actually give you keys to open up some major new doors. Every one of us have new doors coming in. Every one of us are going to be stepping into new opportunities. This is also going to redirect our energy. So it's really important that we begin to get centered. And whatever it is you need to do to center yourself, I like to say meditation and aligning your chakras. Chakra balance meditation. This way here you can get yourself centered and focused and become more aware of what goes around externally, so you can become more aware of what goes on internally. Because it's the internal that really affects the external. It's what we think about becomes our reality. And with this amazing full moon, if you've been doing your work, your spiritual work, this is going to be a very powerful 2020, and things are going to start to shift for you, and you're going to start to see the light that is within you. It's going to begin to shine out. We are all moving into such powerful energy as we move into 2020, which is one of the reasons why I'm very excited to share a whole broadcast with you about 2020's energy, just to get you up and moving. Because this is no longer about darkness and chaos. This is about movement, making things happen, stepping it up, as I like to call it, leveling up. Leveling up. That's the key, leveling up. And stepping into your brilliance, stepping into your wisdom, and stepping into all the new opportunities that are coming your way. What I'm also hearing really, really loudly is every opportunity that comes your way, this is a yes, a yes, a yes. Do not say no to any opportunity, because every opportunity that's coming your way is going to take you someplace else. So yes, repeat it after me. Yes to that opportunity. Yes to that opportunity. This is not a no zone. This is a yes opportunity. Also, what I'd like to leave with you for today is to recognize that as we move into this 2020 energy, I like each and every one of you to make a commitment to yourself as a no excuse policy. No excuse policy. Okay, so anything you're going to make a commitment about, no excuses. You have to do it. So I'm going to leave that with you as the no excuse policy, and know that this energy of the full moon is amazing. Allow yourself to get centered. Recognize the new doors that are coming your way. The keys are in your hand. Get ready to unlock them and get ready to look forward to 2020. I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you next month on the second Wednesday at 5 p.m. This is your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, coming to you from Joanne's Cosmic Energy. Have yourself an awesome night.